Hey, what's up? This is Crimson Mockingbird, and I will be going down the insane and creepy looking rabbit hole that is The Letter. Mind you, this is a demo, so some of the things might change, some of them might not. Let's dive right in. That was creepy. That was really creepy. By the way, sorry if this is appearing. The Ermengarde Mansion. I have no idea if I said that right. It was built for Lord William and Lady Elizabeth Ermengarde of Luxburn, humble ambassadors of peace and beloved by their people. Both were well known for their compassion and generosity, never failing to extend a hand. However, the season of joy eventually ended when the good nobles perished at the hands of the Great Plague. I'm guessing that the Black Plague, the bubonic plague. The riches and legacy were henceforth passed on to their children, to their only child, Lady Charlotte. The mansion has stood since the 1620s, a witness to a very long history of joy and pain. After Lady Charlotte committed suicide, dang, the great house was eventually left uninhabited. And that is when it began. Surrounding villagers spoke of seeing and hearing unearthly things, cries and howls that filled the nights, and hearsay of a mysterious woman roaming the hallowed halls aimlessly. People who dared enter its walls were simply never heard from again. Even after 400 years, these stories remained. Much like the house itself, whispers about the once great house, its legend, and its curse still fall upon the villagers' ears. So I wonder when this is taking place. In spite of this, the current owners are convinced that these stories are nothing more than a hoax. With little regard for the truth, they had Briar Realty Corporation place the property back on sale. Like Pandora's box, the secrets that lie inside await to be discovered by brave souls. Wasn't Pandora's box, though, filled with like the worst things imaginable? No matter what happens, take care not to be consumed by the curse. Good luck. So I'm Isabella right now?
Hello? Isabella? Are you there?
Can I...
Where are you?
A familiar jittery voice comes from the other end.
Oh, hey Rose. I'm at St. Goretti High. What's the matter?
Thank God I don't have to do these girly voices. Trust me, you don't want to hear that.
What do you mean, what's the matter? It's a mansion, silly. I'm here and you're late. Jeez, we're on shift together. You promised. Oh my God, please don't tell me you forgot. You were planning on leaving me to check this place out on my own, weren't you? You chickened out.
Calm down. You know I take my promises seriously.
I'd like to believe that. So hurry up and get here. This place is huge. A bit too quiet since no one's lived here since, like, forever, but beautiful nonetheless.
Are you joking? From the last time I saw it, that looked actually pretty creepy.
Why are you so surprised? This isn't the first time you've been there.
I know. I just wish I could live in a place like this. It really takes my breath away.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be so sure about that. Not after the rumors that say it's haunted.
Jeez.
Isn't like 90% of the things that people say is haunted is just not? They just are creeped out by it?
Can't do anything. They're nothing but spirits.
You don't know that. They might be listening or watching right now, and they might not be happy with you enough to curse you.
No offense, sweetie, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Believe it or not, it's better to be careful.
Right. You know, not every property we sell will end up with a dead body stuffed in a sofa.
What?
And I think that mansion is where we'll likely find another one. I can feel it.
So they already had to deal with one where a body was stuffed inside of a sofa?
That was one time, Isabella. Loosen up. Wait, just get here ASAP, please. I'm getting bored
We're gonna arrive and she's gonna be gone, isn't it?
Fine, fine. Let me just finish up here. I'll be right there soon.
Okay, see you. Bye.
She hangs up before I can respond. Rose, still charming as ever.
Who was that?
I look up from my phone to see Rebecca giving me a questioning look.
Oh, that? It's just Rose.
I'm not sure if this sounds creepy at all, or if I sound mysterious. I hope it doesn't, because that would just be funny.
Rose? The one you said who trained you for your job back when you started? You're working together again? Just for this property. We've been scoping out that big mansion down Ansem Village after the renovations. Today's sort of its grand opening to the public. The RC wants to give it one last check before we let potential buyers tour it this afternoon. Wait, mansion? That big spooky one you've been telling everyone about? Didn't you keep saying how it just gave you the creeps? You actually went there? And you're going back? Well, I did promise Rose I wouldn't ditch her. And besides, a job is a job. Gotta do what you gotta do to make a living.
As soon as those words have left my mouth, Becca lets out a soft chuckle.
What's so funny? Nothing. It's just that I didn't expect you to say that. Coming from you, it sounds so out of character. I mean, no offense, but you've been freaking out about the place being creepy ever since you got assigned to it. Cursed rumors and all. I honestly thought you'd back out. Not all the time. I could really use a huge amount of cash right now, and this is just the fastest way to get it. Plus, listen to this. Briar Realty wants it sold as soon as possible, and the agent who lands the deal is going to get a huge bonus.
Probably because no one wants to buy it. It's creepy.
They never give bonuses like that. Getting that would make life so much easier. They're desperate, I'm desperate, it's perfect.
A sympathetic look crosses her face.
You know, if you're really in urgent need of money, you could have just asked me. Or Ashton. We can always let you borrow, and you can pay us back whenever.
I keep myself from groaning out loud. In the years I've known her, I can already tell you what to expect once she has that expression.
Becca, I've noticed that you've been living off instant noodles these past few weeks.
So are we like all college students or what? She crosses her arms and grimaces at the thought. Her voice slightly raises as she begins to scold me, and instantly I'm reminded why Rebecca is excellent at her job teaching boisterous teenagers. I think that's right, I don't know.
Junk. They're cheap, but they're not good for you. You'll definitely end up in the hospital if you keep at it.
I'm pretty sure there are plenty of college students that would disagree with you there. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of college students that eat instant noodles for like 4 years of college and have been fine. Our first choice. I eat other things too. You're not my mom. You're not my mom. Nah, I eat other things too.
I eat other things too.
Oh, relationship. Ooh, let's look at this. Ooh, it went up. Yay! This reminds me a little bit of Until Dawn. I fold my arms across my chest, mimicking her posture, and giving her the best frown I can muster. Wow, going for the rhymes there. The same one I would use with my younger siblings when they're being difficult. Instead, she only raises an eyebrow at me.
That's not going to work on me.
Wow, this is like animated, like,
Cleaning your flat last week.
this is pretty good animation for it.
Instant noodle cups outnumber everything else. You're just exaggerating. Did you even see what's in my cupboard yet? I'm not just living on instant noodles alone. I've got canned beans, peas, tuna, ham, and even hamburgers in there.
Rebecca's wrinkling her nose by the time I get to the end of the small list. I think she even went a little green on the last one. Yeah, that is kind of disgusting, having hamburgers in there. I would have laughed a little at that if I didn't know it will only lead to more reprimands from her.
Aren't those the same ones Grocer's raffle more than a year ago? Oh, I sincerely hope you're checking the date stamps on those things before eating them. I don't want a repeat of last year.
That's disgusting. Oh, that's
In
nasty.
any case, those are still not exactly healthier choices, Belle.
Yeah. Mouse, stop going up there. She shakes. Yeah. She shakes her head, possibly laughing at some funny, distant memory. When she looks up, I immediately brace myself. More words from her? Sometimes it's just better to let Becca talk until she's out of things to say. But when she turns her attention back to me, there's only warmth in her smile.
What am I going to do with you?
She says this more to herself than me, her voice shifting to something kinder, even motherly, if I'm looking for an exact word.
I hope you know that it's impossible.
Sorry, if this voice is getting annoying, I'm gonna stop now. It's starting to annoy me just from having to do that.
I already told you before. You're always free to reheat food in my fridge.
Thanks, Becca. I really appreciate it, but you don't need to keep babying me. You've been taking care of me since after I moved here. You have to take a break sometime. And before you ask again, no. You know I'm not a fan of borrowing money. And I'm not going to ask you to give me what you earned hard for yourself.
You and your pride. But suit yourself. The offer stays on the table, though.
That's a sign of a good friend, you know. I nod in response, but I'm pretty certain I will never take that offer. Ever. It's not pride. Rather, I've simply seen plenty of times how friendships take a turn for the worse just because of a few unpaid debts. I don't want something like that to happen between me and Becca. We may argue about a lot of small, petty things, but Rebecca already feels close to a real sister to me. I'd hate to lose that friendship over something so trivial. By the way, if this goes longer, I'm totally going through this entire demo in one go. Hopefully. Maybe. I don't know. Rebecca, taking a quick glance at something behind me, probably the clock hanging above the notice board, snaps me out of my thoughts.
Well, enough chit-chat. Lunch is ending, and my students will be back any minute. We can catch up later. Good luck with your clients. You better treat us to lunch or something if you get that sale. You bet!
She turns to her desk, sloppily sifting through the pages of a rather thick history textbook. I reckon she's working out her lesson plan for next week. Or trying, at least. Her eyes are distant and she doesn't seem too attentive to whatever is on the page. As if hearing my thoughts, Rebecca starts coughing heavily, her hand hastily going to her mouth to stifle the sounds. Ah, this is precisely why I followed her here in the first place. For someone who makes a habit out of worrying for other people, Rebecca sure forgets how to take care of herself.
Hey, you sure you can manage on your own? I mean, you're still a bit feverish.
Hush, dear. Don't you worry about me. I'll just drink some medicine and I'll be right as rain.
Okay, she seems to sound older now and slightly British. Okay, she sounded a little British before, but seriously, she sounds British. I leveled her with a flat look. She's had a cold for a couple of days now, something about the strange weather not agreeing with her lately. And despite my advice to take the week off and rest, I found her apartment empty when I dropped by this morning. She even left the medicine her physician prescribed to her. Look who's being stubborn now.
You shouldn't even be working right now.
Seriously, you big baby. I'll be fine. For now, just go to work and stop making that Rose girl wait for you. I'll call you if I still feel bad, and you can come pick me up if it makes you feel any better.
She offers me a reassuring smile, and I could only sigh. Why do I even bother? There is no stopping her once she had to decide on something. I have many friends who are like that. Defeated, I reach inside my bag to pull out the same bottle of medicine she left earlier. She looks at it warily. I have no idea when I placed it in front of her. Unfortunately for her, this is one thing I am not letting her have her way.
All right,
Oh.
but don't forget what the doctor said. Drink this on time. I'll see you later, okay?
There's an amused gleam in her eyes when she shifts her gaze back to me.
Look who's playing the mother hen now.
Rebecca!
Aw, that's adorable.
Okay.
That's so Tsundere.
I won't tease anymore. I'll make sure to drink it, Mom.
Before I could retort, she casts another look at the clock, aside to finally end the conversation at my short visit. With a wave of goodbye, I leave her alone to her classroom and her thoughts. I hail a passing taxi that would take me to the property as soon as I leave the school grounds. The mansion is some ways in the countryside, but I didn't have trouble giving the driver direction. Apparently, everyone in Luxembourg City knew of it, including every bit of rumor surrounding it. Well, considering that the original owners of the house were called the Luxembourgs, wasn't it? I don't know. I can't remember. My memory's crap. Just the mention of the mansion's name is enough for a local to give you cautious, sidelong glances. I learned that the hard way the first time I commuted there, and it only served to boost my belief that there's something more to the house. I mean, there is speculation that... let me read this one. Even the news of it being renovated and placed back up in the market has caused quite a stir. Thankfully, it died down a few weeks later. But there's like speculation that supposedly the human mind can do a lot of things, such as like ghosts and everything like that, and that the belief, you know, if you put enough people in like an area, and then there's that belief that something actually does exist in there, that it could actually possibly actually create something. That's interesting, in my opinion. Just how powerful our perceptions and our beliefs can actually create something that actually manifests. I avert my eyes from the window as soon as I did not read that last one, sorry. I avert my eyes from the window as soon as the buildings we pass grow less, and we get a glimpse of the countryside. A quick glance at my watch told me that we're still a few minutes away. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be a from right there, from our destination. Might as well get some work done while waiting. Rose did ask me to do some last-minute reviews on the mansion's documents yesterday. I already went through all of them last night, but you never know when things could potentially go wrong. Sorry, I just ate, so my stomach's just going like, settle. I want to settle, but I don't. Life has ways of messing things up like that. Halfway through reading the papers, my phone rings again. I pick it up without looking, neatly tucking it between my ear and shoulder. It's probably just Rose again anyway.
Rose?
Guess again.
That voice.
Ash.
Bingo.
Hey, what's up?
Seriously, that guy looks like a K-pop star, doesn't he? Or a J-pop or something.
You mean that thing with Zach?
Yeah, you know the new movie he's been working on for months? The premiere's going on tonight at a film fest, and he's really excited to watch it with us. He even called in the middle of the night just to remind me.
That's...
No, don't worry. I didn't forget. I'll be there.
Cool, I'll see you later. What time do you get off?
I had a friend do that to me once. He was like, hey man, we're still doing this? I'm like,
I don't know.
dude, that's in like 10 days. Yes, we're still doing this. No, don't call me at midnight.
It's the first day of the Ermengarde Mansion's open house, and we're expecting quite a number of potential buyers. I'll be booked the whole afternoon.
Ermengarde Mansion?
Oh, it's Ermengarde. Oops.
You know, the big Jacobean mansion at Anselm Village? I'm on my way there right now, actually.
On your own?
Yeah, well, Rose is already there, but yeah.
I see. Looks like the scaredy cat finally toughened up.
Shut up!
Seriously.
I'll see you later. Drop me a call when you're done. I'll see if I
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I like what they did there. Ashhole.
Bye.
Stupid ashhole. Oh. You know what, I should... Oh, you could easily use that as a censor. Dang, I didn't read that last part. Sorry. It takes a few more minutes until I finally reach the infamous mansion. Okay, that place looks a lot nicer than it did on the previous one. I have to admit, the entire property does look wonderful from the outside. beautifully stunning in the middle of a vast open field, with several lush green trees dotting the immediate vicinity, and coverage is in a low woodland nearby. How long have I been going? Sorry, normally I'm using my, so I use like Elgato to record my stuff, so normally I just watch my Elgato when it's about 30 minutes in, then I stop. I have no idea how long I've been recording. If I had the money, I'd happily buy and live in a place like this, yet despite all that, it does nothing to hide that something is just wrong. It's so symmetrical. The surrounding area is unusually silent, only the rustling of the leaves could be heard as the occasional breeze passes. While Anslin Village is just a few miles away, everybody keeps their distance on purpose out of fear, perhaps horrified at the thought of falling under the mansion's curse. I don't know, I guess I'll find a spot that I like and stop, or maybe I'll just go all the way, I don't know. I know, I just keep backtracking on what I say, don't I? The lack of immediate human presence just makes this place all the more eerie than it had any right to be. If it's uncanny in broad daylight, I can't imagine how this place is going to be at night.
Are you planning to go inside that place, Missy?
The voice nearly makes me jump out of my skin. Without completely taking my eyes away from the house, I give the driver a confused nod. A beat passes while I wait for him to say more, but his only answer is a non-communal hum and a return of my nod. Belatedly, it occurred to me that he must have been waiting for my payment. I mentally slapped myself for spacing out and promptly hand him the fare with an apologetic look. I expected him to leave as soon as I've paid, but there's a hesitant expression on his face as if there's something he hasn't said yet.
Is there something wrong?
Look, Missy, I'm sure you've heard what the people are telling everyone about that place. Nobody likes to be disturbed when they're at peace. And I'm pretty sure whatever they say is in that house doesn't want to either.
Interesting that it was renovated then. It's like if all of them are afraid, then why was it even renovated? Because when you were trying to renovate it, wouldn't it have disturbed what was ever in there?
I admit they did a good job fixing it up, but there must have been a reason why even distant relatives of the family who used to own the house never lived in there despite inheriting it. No wonder they wanted to get rid of it.
Maybe they just didn't like it?
You never know.
He drives off after, but what he said left a foreboding feeling in my gut. I breathe out a heavy sigh as I make my approach towards the house. I should have expected the conversation to take that turn, but I'm already here and backing out is completely out of the question now. It isn't like I have any choice in the matter anyway. If I want to get that bonus and commission one way or another, I've got to sell this property. It reminds me a little bit of the Higurashi manga, the one of the Golden Witch, that one. Seriously, that mansion reminds me of this mansion here. The door is ajar when I get to it, however, and my own copy of the keys dangle in my hand. Now useless. Rose must have left it open when she arrived earlier. That's weird. We might be the only people here this early, but I've never known her as somewhat careless. Now I'm totally getting a sense of it, because seriously, there's a creepy portrait of the witch in it, and it looks a lot like the one in the upper left-hand corner. What greets me inside leaves me gaping. They've cleaned every corner, waxed the floor, dusted the antiques, searched every nook, cranny, and crevice, and made it spick and span, all for the sake of making the mansion more enticing to the modern-day lords and ladies. Seriously, are we like, this feels like it's in somewhere like in some European area. It feels like Britain or something like that. I don't know. But no matter how hard they try, the mansion still looks as soulless as ever, as though it's going to eat you alive. If you ask me, they should have just listened to what other people are telling them and leave this place alone. Some things in this world are better left in peace. never to be disturbed again, ever again. Or just destroyed.
Rose?
I call out.
Rose, I'm here. Where are you?
My voice echoes softly through the hallways. Oh, who am I kidding? In a place this big, I don't think she'll hear me despite the deafening silence. She could be all the way on the other side of the mansion for all I know. I reach for my phone and dial her number, but...
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
That's not creepy. What do you mean has not been recognized? We were just talking a while ago. It's not like she was eaten by the house, right? Or maybe the ghost did hear us talking and spirited her away, right? Right? No, Isabella, don't be ridiculous. She probably wandered off deeper into the house and lost sight or something. Signal or something. I dial her number again, hoping to connect this time.
The number you have dialed has not been recognized. Please check and try again.
Or maybe you don't have a signal? But to no avail. Oh boy, I have a very bad feeling about this.
Rose? If you can hear me, please come out. Come on, Rose.
Honestly, I love the expressions that they're doing for Isabella.
Gives me the creeps.
No answer. This isn't going to work. This place is big. She could be anywhere. I need to start looking for her. I take a deep breath before venturing on deeper into the mansion. Was something there? Taking a couple steps forward, I noticed something move above the hallway above the grand staircase. I'm going to turn down the volume just a little bit for my... It's kind of loud.
What the hell? Rose? Rose, is that you? Not funny. I'm leaving you if you don't come out. Not coming out, huh? Fine, I'm going.
Okay, that is a lie. She's my friend. I can't really leave until I know she's alive. Alright. Growing desperate, I make another attempt to reach her phone. Please, come on, please give me something. Please, Lord. Yes, finally, it came through.
Hello? Hello? Rose, I'm here at the mansion. Where the hell are you?
She doesn't respond. There's also heavy static coming from her side. I sincerely hope it doesn't get cut off again before I could get an answer from her.
Rose, come on. Where are you?
A few moments pass until the static eventually starts to settle. I'm at Tick.
What? The attic? Why?
Crap, it got cut off. Man, do I really need to go up there? Oh, to just go there. Sorry, I had up. With how deep inside the mansion the attic is, there's barely any signal there. No wonder I couldn't contact her. But why is she there? Out of all the places she could be, she had to make me go fetch her in the creepiest room of this place. Seriously, this entryway is creepy to me. There's something wrong. Wherever I'll just go, the sooner I meet up with her, the sooner I'll feel better about being in this place. I make my way carefully up the staircase. My legs wobble as I mentally curse the fact I chose real estate when I could have picked up a career that didn't involve strange abandoned houses. Upon reaching the top, the grand hallway greets me. It looks nice, but there's just something wrong. On the two major wings in the mansion, the east wing and the west wing. There are two attics here, one on each, but the east side has been converted to a storage room of sorts, and somehow I find it least likely for Rose to wander there by herself. Besides, she never did like going into stuffy rooms. So I head towards the west wing first, where a simple wooden door at the end of the hall opens to a small room. Inside it is another set of steps leading to the second attic. Okay, seriously, how big is this house? That green door is creeping me. Unlike the grand staircase, though, the stairs to the attic are deep, steep, and were made of rocks. If I'm not too careful, I could easily stumble and fall. Thank God it's still daytime. With how old the place is, there are no light fixtures to illuminate the narrow passage, and I would need a flashlight to make my way up. Or your phone. I'm pretty sure you could just use your phone. Why they didn't bother to add one here when they were renovating escapes me. Jeez, they did it with the rest of the house. Maybe because there's something that even they felt was uncomfortable with. A small bedroom welcomes me upon reaching the top. It looks exactly as it had been since the last time I was here, full of dust, worn and faded by time. Who would live up here? It seems creepy. Odd, I thought they cleaned everything. Did the crew miss this room? Ugh. Cleanliness is the least of my concerns right now. The more pressing matter is Rose. She's not here. Was I dreaming when I talked to her a while ago? Did I mishear her? No. No, it couldn't have been a dream. After all, the creepy ambience of this estate is doing such a remarkable job of making sure I stay alert and awake. And I'm sure she said she was here in the attic. Kinda. Maybe this is just a prank, or maybe that phone call was Rose's last message to me before the curse got to her. Oh, shut up, brain. You are not helping. This game is creepy. Don't make this scarier than it already is. By the way, I'm listening with headphones? This is disturbing me on a great many levels. It's not here, then where is she? What the hell was that? That's it. I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. We must have angered the spirits living here. I knew disturbing this mansion was a bad idea, right from the very start. But nobody listened. Be fucking realistic, they said. They think I'm cuckoo because I believe in curses and ghosts and all that. Me and my outlandish backwater country beliefs. Okay, I'm getting along with the Higurashi Golden Witch series, I'm getting a little bit of Corpse Party feel here. And Corpse Party freaks me out. I've always strived to be a model employee, but not this time. No, I'm turning back for the sake of my sanity. Briar Realty can find another agent who is more fucking realistic than me to tour people around this haunted house. Okay, part of the reason why this is creeping me out is because I can't do anything. They're moving on their own in a sense, so I can't control it. Before leaving, I take one last look at the gloomy old room, just to check.
What's this?
My worries about Rose's whereabouts must have caused me to miss it when I first entered the room, but there's clearly something on the floor. It looks like lying on the ground just a couple inches away from my feet. Out of sheer curiosity, I lean down and pick it up. Strange, I don't recall seeing this the last time I was here. A few days back, me and a few other agents were exploring this mansion to prepare for today. I had been the last to look inside the attic and leave, and this certainly hadn't been here before. Someone must have been in this room since then. Did Rose leave this for me? Was she here a while ago? I couldn't have missed her though, could I? There's only one step upstairs to and from the attic. The letter isn't exactly in pristine condition. In fact, it looks rather ancient. The paper is so thin and rough, I'm worried it will fall apart if I so much as touch it. With great care, I open it, and what I read shook me to my core.
What? Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure that's written in blood. Okay, we're gonna do this in 2 parts, I think. This is really creeped me out, and I'm pretty sure I'm at the 30-minute mark. I hope I'm at the 30-minute mark. Or blood. I did not read what the last one was. This is creeping me out. I gulp. The same phrase just keeps on going on and on until send this to 5 people or else.
Send this to 5 people or else. Or else what? Or else what?
As quickly as I can, I scan the back of the paper and peek into the envelope to make sure it's not missing out on a second page. But there's nothing.
Oh, please no.
My hands are trembling as dread creeps over me. The room is suddenly getting colder. I need to get out of here. Pulling the paper in half, the sight that greets me next has me frozen on the spot. You know what? We're going to leave that for the next part, okay? Because this is creepy. So we're going to leave this for the next part. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you like, dislike, whatever, Also, please leave a comment down below. If you want to see maybe where this goes, you should hit that subscribe button to see when I release the next part of this. If you want to check out some of my previous stuff, by the way, none of it as creepy as this, you should hit my channel. Either way, I'll be seeing you further down the next creepy rabbit hole. See ya.